we're leading the sun life. We're leading the sun life. I wanted to drop this more. This is like a super casual video. I love it. But I wanted to add this story into the equation for this course because I think this story so brilliantly and perfectly illustrates what we're after here and the ethos of all this, to bring this sense of joy and curiosity back to living in everything we do, no matter what is happening. So here you go. Without further ado, this is one of my favorite stories. And it's actually was told by one of my biggest inspirations, an author named Michael Brown, who wrote a book called The Presence Process, which really shifted the direction of my life tremendously. And I don't know if he made it up or what happened or he got it from somewhere else, but it's a great story. And since then, I've heard other versions of this kind of thing floating around, but I'm going to tell this one because I love it. So without further ado, here we go. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a king and his servant. And they were best buds, best pals. They had basically been born together and spent all of their lives growing up together from childhood to princehood to the kingdom. And they did everything together. They were like so good friends because they spent so much time together. It was just like literally like king's brother, even though it was his servant. And one day they were out on a hunting expedition with the rest of the king's crew, and they were talking back and forth, having this great conversation, laughing, joking. And during that process of laughing, joking around, the servant accidentally overpacked the king's gun just a little bit, handed it over to him. The king went to take a shot, and bam, it blew off his thumb. And the king was like, my thumb, my thumb, my thumb. And the servant was like, no, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good. And the king was like, no, man, it's not all good, I just blew off my thumb. Now, the king was faced with a bit of a conundrum. Shoot, this is his best friend, and after he calmed down and realized, it was an accident, he didn't do it on purpose, there was no maliciousness there, but shoot, no one can actually harm the king and just get away with it, and it's my friend, and people are going to look at his favoritism. I have to set a good example here. She's like, hey man, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to put you on trial, and we'll have to go through the process. And his buddy was like, it's all good, it's all good. It's like, okay man. So they put him on trial, and of course they found him guilty. And the sentence was 1 year in prison. And as the servant was walking away, the king was like, hey man, sorry. And he's like, it's all good, it's all good. And the king was like, okay. Now, flash forward a little bit of time. The king decided to expand the kingdom and go on an adventure. So he put the crew together and they decided to go out across the land and increase their riches, explore new territory, come across new things. And after much time and travel, they ended up, fortunately or unfortunately, in the land of Cannibal. And now they were in the land of Cannibal, and they were justly captured by the cannibals, who were experts at sneak attack and tactics, and were able to overwhelm them and overpower them and capture them. Now the king was pissed. It was like, how did we end up here? Cannibals were super happy. They were celebrating because they had found all of this incredible food, all this meat, this fresh meat to consume, and they were going crazy. They lit up the village, they set up their pots and pans and created massive fires and massive cauldrons, and they began stripping all the clothes off the bodies of the men and dragging them screaming, throwing them in the fire, dancing around watching. And the king was watching this obviously to massive horror, because he's like, holy cow, this is the way I am going to go out. Boiling in a pot and then being eaten. Not good. So, cannibals finally got to him, grabbed onto him and started dragging him across. And in the midst of dragging him across, the king was like, no, shit. In the midst of dragging him across, one of the cannibals noticed his hand was damaged. He was missing a thumb. And he screamed out, stop. And the whole village instantly became quiet. And they looked. He raised up the king's hand with no thumb and thus declared, we, the proud tribe of Cannibal, do not eat imperfect, damaged meat. This is defective. This is garbage. We will discard it. Now, since they had no use of the king anymore, they justly threw him out of the village naked. And the king, still in a state of shock and relief, started wandering back across these lands completely naked, going, oh my God. Now, justly, he had a long way to go back. And on this time, he had a lot of time to contemplate and think and realize, like, man, this is just crazy. I got another chance at life. Actually, my friends, kept me alive. That accident, I need to release him from prison because he actually saved my life by blowing my thumb off. That's amazing. I love this guy. I'm going to get him out of prison when I get back. First thing I'm going to do. King made it back across the land, immediately went to the prison, had the guards release him. And he was like, my friend, thank you so much. I'm letting you out of prison. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And he's like, hey, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good. And he's like, hey man, I'm just so curious. Like, I'm happy that you're out of prison. I'm happy I'm here, I made it back. But just out of curiosity, this whole time you've been stuck in prison for this year. So much of your life has been stuck in this thing. How can you just say that? How can this just be your only response? It's all good. Now, if you haven't guessed it already, the servant looked him dead in the eye and said, it's all good. If I hadn't blown your thumb off and been in this prison, I would have been with you and I would be dead right now in that cauldron. So it's all good. And there you go, folks. It's all good. Now, if you haven't gotten the point of this so far, is we never know what the heck is unfolding. We never really know. We have sometimes inclinations or premonitions, but we don't fully know. And that's the magic of life. Something seemingly that shows up as a setback, something that seemingly shows up as a massive problem can actually be the biggest, most potent, powerful gift we've ever received. In this case, two men got their lives back and became friends again and rock and rolled through life. So what's your life? What's your life? Maybe the next time you have something like that happen, it's one of the best, most amazing thing that's ever happened to you. Aaron from The Purpose. See you soon.